The Revell Enterprise, and last I left off this week, I basically went in and did some spot puttying and some spot sanding along the secondary hole here. A few little gaps on the pylons. That's what tulip's good for. You don't have to slap red putty on there and sand everything. Just a little bit of tulip, everything smoothed out, and everything painted. So I believe I got everything, and if not, I'm going to say I did. Started putting the rest of the parts on the back here. One thing that I don't like to do, and that is, I don't like to paint on the tree. Because once you cut the part off, you have to sand the little nubs, and you just basically sand it in. You got to go back in with the brush with the base coat, and you got to paint it all on. I don't care to do that. It's just I think a little more work. I painted some things on the tree, which I can go back in and spot, but I'm gonna right now I'm gonna get the rest of the parts on, and then I'm gonna go back in and just paint everything brush or airbrush, depending on what it is. I will not put the I'm gonna call it the little brackets that go on the intercools. I got to paint this first, and then I'll put the bracket on last. There's some things that you have to leave off before you paint. But anyway, I don't like to the impulse deck. If you can see it. See the little nubs that you had to sand off after you paint it? That's just something, that's just personal preference here. Don't care to do that. But anyway, we're ready to get the rest of the parts on, get it painted, and once I get it all painted, I'm going to go in, I'm going to airbrush all the panel lines and give it just more, make it look cooler, since this does got the panel lines on there, and it'll be very subtle and not weathered, just a nice, subtle weathering on it, but not too weathered. So the Revell Enterprise is taking shape. So while I was spot puttying and sanding, I worked on the base here, which I got it cut out. You have to cut out the hole to get the plug and play little adapter. You can see that. It actually has got to fit down the hole. It's designed, and it tells you in the instructions to cut everything out. But so when you get the stand and the ship from me, you're going to have to. I think what I'm going to do is this is going to be separate, and when you get the stand, you're actually going to just put it together, because you're going to fish the wire through the top here, and then fish it through here to connect it to the battery. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. That'll just be easier, and you won't have to sit there and try to fight the wire down the hole. The two holes here, which I made them big enough so you can fit it through. But anyway, we'll jump that bridge once we get there. But anyway, that is where I am on the Revell Enterprise. Up next, for the Build for Others, we're going to paint another RC car, and these are the Radio Shack ones. And I got to first get all the stickers off and then wipe it down, and got to give my disclaimer, since I paint RC cars, and this one's already scuffed up, and you can see where it's scratched up from being racing. I paint a static model, so if this thing flies off the ramp and crashes and scrapes up the paint, not on me. I paint a static model, so just always like to give my disclaimer when I do RC cars. And see if I can find it real quick here. We are going to paint a cop car. And I don't know what movie it's from. That's good. We're going to paint something like that. So anyway, I got to find that copper and gold color. Or I think it's gold. Anyway, I got to try to match that. But we're not there yet, so that'll probably be next week. But anyway, I got to get it... I was going to say sanded. I got to get the stickers off and get everything masked, and then it's going to be painted white, and then we'll get the gold on there. But anyway, that's on the to-do list. The Haunebu, I got the basically the bottom part pretty much done except for the turret parts. I got the landing gears on, and this is like Pegasus. If you smell their plastic, it's like toy plastic, but it's styrene. It's like one of them. And I want to say an offshoot of styrene. It's it is, you can glue it, sand it, everything like styrene kit, but it's just got that toy smell to it, toy plastic. A little more harder. But anyway, I got the landing gear bay doors on. Got them all glued down. There'll be a little bit of a gap on some of them. I got them squeezed together, but they're basically more designed to just be open. So got them on. Started working on the turret. They will be movable, so you'll be able to, position the guns the way you want it, which pretty cool feature. I do know one thing on the instructions. To me, it seems like this needs to go down, and you see the little nub there. It shows it right through here. It should be on the outside, because if it hits it, it just, I don't know. Their instructions are clear, but sometimes that's why you always got to test fit on the instructions. So before you glue, instead of just gluing first and going back and reading the instructions, which I have been known to do. But anyway, I'm on the turret part, so I've been playing with that. So we'll get that accomplished the next couple days. And then I started working on the cockpit ring, and I got to mention this now. I know it's upside down. This is actually going to be hung from an office ceiling. So it's actually going to have a little eyelet screwed in here, and it'll, and I know it's at the bottom, it'll be hung. So I'm going to forego the cockpit because you're not going to see it, and I need to glue the top on so it'll be secure. So when it hangs, it won't just go while it's hanging. We don't want that. Don't want that at all. So anyway, you're not going to see much of the cockpit anyway, especially when it's going to be hung from the ceiling and you only can see it through the little holes that's going to have the clear parts. But anyway, there is that on the Haunebu. But anyway, that's what I got going on today. We are Haunebu duty, trying to get it assembled, getting ready to start the RC cop car. And the Revell Enterprise is getting the rest of its parts. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.